Well, all right, you guys, it is time for a good old-fashioned episode of Brokeback Trail camera pickup. Well, sort of, and you'll see what I mean in a little bit. Today is Saturday, August the 23rd, and this is the eastern entrance to Brokeback Trail. I've started many trail camera pickup episodes from this exact spot over the years. Looks like these ferns are grown in pretty thick. There is a little tunnel down there that I'm sure the possums, raccoons, and rabbits are using, but I don't know how many bears have been coming through here. As you guys know, Brokeback Trail, I gave it its name because after Hurricane Irma back in 2017, all these trees fell over, and you got to bend over to get through here. It breaks your back, so I gave it the name Brokeback Trail. I'm surprised, August 23rd, we should be at the peak of the wet season. This should be knee-deep water right here, but I noticed even walking around at some of my other spots that the water seems to be lower than it has been in previous years. You guys know how many bears we normally get on Brokeback Trail. It's just a little spot that's raised where, again, should be water right here, and then they use Brokeback Trail to get through. This is normally where I come back out on the trail right here. Ugh. So you can see there's a good path coming through here, and I see the camera. It's right up here on our left in our usual spot. Nice clearing right here. There's the camera, and there's a big old pile of bear poop right there. Oh man, that's a good sign. Maybe we got that on video. Let's see if this camera is still working. It looks pretty good, like nobody's messed with it. Oh yeah, whew. It's working. 62 videos. That's awesome. But there's a little backstory to that. This is not where this camera got started. Back on April the 20th, I put this camera to the west of here in a depression that was all dry at the end of April. And I set it up on what was going to be a water hole when the rains came in June and July. So came in and checked it on Memorial Day. It was May 26th, and it was still dry. And I did get some hogs and some bears and deer, the usual stuff. Then when I came back on the 4th of July, it was waist deep water where the camera was. So from the end of May to the 4th of July, it went from dry to 3 feet of water where the camera was. So I had to move the camera, and I brought it here to Brokeback Trail on the 4th of July. So getting 60 videos in just a month and a half or so, that's pretty good. So I'm now going to take you guys back to April the 20th when I put this camera out, and then I'll let you see the videos we got there, let you see how the water filled in, and then we'll come back and we'll go through these videos, and I'll show you them for Brokeback Trail. So let's go now about a half a mile or so to the west and see what we get. All right, this is a new spot. It's just a little slough here that's all dried up. This is the lowest spot right here. There's a lot of animal tracks. Looks like some raccoons, some deer. I've seen some bear tracks over there too. I'm thinking it's the hogs that are in here wallowing around in the mud. I'll be back and pick you up sometime in June when the rains come. This is going to fill up with water. Maybe we'll get some sweet action. Good luck. Are you working, dude? Doubt it. I just came out here to check on this camera. I put this camera out on April the 20th, so it's been out for a little more than a month. I didn't think it was going to be working. This is the camera that was giving me trouble at that other spot. So I moved it out here. I just set it up on this little depression. I came out here and opened her up and it had 46 videos. So that's kind of encouraging. So I'm just going to go ahead and leave it right here. There's a ghost orchid plant right there that does have a flower spike on it with no sign of a bud yet. So that one might be ready around the 4th of July, which would be about perfect. That'll be another month, a little more, then I'll have this camera here. Maybe by then there'll be some water filling in here. The rain should start anytime now. It's been a very dry spring, but I know when the afternoon thunderstorms start here in June, this is going to fill up, so maybe we'll get some cool action of the bears and hogs and deer coming in here feeding, and raccoons. So I'm just going to go ahead and leave this camera right here. I'll be back and check it and check on that ghost orchid in a month or so. Good luck. Oh yeah. Ow. That's a good spot. Oh yeah. camera was giving me trouble a couple places, but it worked from... Today is the 4th of July. When I was here in April, I put the camera here. What was a completely bone dry slough with a depression right here that I've always thought would be a good place to put a camera when it was dry, and sure enough I did. And I came back on Memorial Day at the end of May and it was still bone dry. Here's the camera right here. So when I set it out, I said that I did want to see what would happen when the rains came and it filled up with water. Well, it sure did. I'm standing here now. It's up to my boy parts. So I definitely wasn't expecting this. So I have to move this camera for sure. This camera was giving me trouble a couple places, but it worked from April the 20th when I set it out. Oh yeah, it's working. So if I turn it back on to setup, if it still has videos that it shot, I'll be happy. "78 videos. It looks like that's us right there. There's the first video. You can see it was all dry there, so let's go backwards. Yep. It's filling up with water. You see a raccoon there. Birds like I expected. Can't tell when that is. May 29th. That was only a few days after I was here last. But it, oh, there's me on the 26th. That was Memorial Day. So I got 30-something videos since then. So that's pretty good. But I don't think I got anything recently once this water filled up other than fish. So I am going to go ahead and move this camera. I'm going to set it over on Brokeback Trail, get it a little closer to where I'm at so I don't have to walk out here again. So I'll move this camera to Brokeback Trail. Well, that was a pretty good spot. I only put in a few of those hog videos. You can imagine how many I had of those hogs wallowing around and sleeping in front of my camera. Those bears are pretty cool, and those deer and bobcats. And then when the rains came in and you saw the different animals that came in there feeding, the barred owl and the hawk and the raccoons, and they're feeding on all those frogs and crayfish. So it's interesting to see how different food availability brings in different kind of critters. But 4th of July, it was waist deep water there, so I had to move the camera. Brought it up over here to Brokeback Trail where I knew I'd get a lot of videos in a short period of time. While I was showing you guys those videos, I put the 64 videos that I had on this camera on my tablet, and I went through some of them and we got some sweet action. So I'm going to go ahead now and show you the videos that we got from the 4th of July to today, August the 23rd, and spoiler alert, we did get the pooper on video. So I'll go ahead and show you those videos now. Alright, back on the world famous Brokeback Trail. That last spot was pretty good, but the floods came and had to move the camera somewhere high and dry. So I figured Brokeback Trail would be the best spot to put it. Today is the 4th of July. I'll probably be back down here sometime in August and check you. So I'll give you about 30 days to get some sweet action. Good luck. Well, as always, Brokeback Trail is just super awesome. Probably my favorite trail camera spot of all time. I'm just going to go ahead and leave this camera right here. I can't think of a better spot to put it. Today is August the 23rd, so it'll probably be perfect for my Thanksgiving Day trail camera pickup. So I'm going to go ahead and just leave that camera right here. Be back and check it in 2 or 3 months. Oh, don't trip over the giant pile of bear poop. Yikes. All right, guys. Well, let's see. I think it is about 10:30. Nice to get a trail camera pickup episode done this early in the day. So now all I have to do is walk around in the swamp and look for some ghost orchids. I've probably got 2 weeks of ghost orchid season left. I've only been down here twice this whole summer, Memorial Day and then the 4th of July. So I need to go in and find a last couple ghost orchids if there are any. But thanks for watching, you guys.